Welcome back. So in the last video, we finished up all the objectives and it took us a while, but we did finish it off. And now, as I promised in the previous video, in this video, we're going to take a look at making the UI look a lot prettier. So right now, if I play the game, you can see ammo and max ammo to the left, and you can see an objectives text to the right hand corner, top right corner, and then you also see the objective itself. And also the bars, they don't look great. It still looks like a prototype. I mean, it's still a prototype, yes, but at least we can still make it look a little more prettier, a lot more prettier, in fact. So I'm going to bring in some assets straight into our project. So if I go over to my assets folder, and if I go to my textures, not textures, but if I go to UI and sprites and images, and in here, let me bring in all my projects. So if I bring in there, and if I drag and drop everything inside right here, and so this is inside crosshair, and we're not going to worry about the crosshair, but this is everything that I brought in. So you have icon files, like you have the AK-47 icon, which is prefixed with ICO, armor icon, which is prefixed with ICO. So all the icons are prefixed neatly with ICO, and also the grenade icons and the health and the M4A1, and then you also have some of the some background images for the bars down there, and then the blood splashes anyways there. Then you have the hit mark and all that. So right away I'm going to hit save all, so that it saves everything along with the level and the widget blueprint. So I'm going to hit save selected, and that should save everything. So give it a while. Now let's just go through every single file. So I'll just open some files and I'll quickly go through it, and I'll see if it's looking fine. So this is the border, which will sit by the armor counter. And then if I look at my icon for the AK-47, this is what it's going to look like when you have selected AK-47. That icon is going to light up, and this is for the armor icon. And then you also have the health icon, so that's going to form the the bars down there that you see right now. And then you also have the icon for M4A1, which we haven't started yet, but down the line, once we finish off our AK-47, and then we can bring in a different kind of weapon. And then you have kill feed, which is this, and then you got the minimap, arrow, so it will indicate where in the map are you walking towards right now. And then it also has a minimap border that's going to be towards the top left corner, so that we have to decide still. And then this is going to be the timer BG. So everything is there, and for us to make it look pretty. All right, so once we have all the assets in, let's start actually creating all of these, putting all of these assets inside the HUD. So we have the damage effect HUD, we have the damage effect widget, the dynamic crosshair widget, and also the HUD widget, the one that we are going to make all the changes to. So going back to the designer view, so you have this objectives, which is out here. Then you have the ammo, and you have these bars, which are out here. So in fact, you know what? I'm going to say a percentage of 1 and a percentage of 1 out here as well. So why not? Just so that I can figure out. This bar is a health bar, and this is going to be the armor bar. So let's rearrange things, okay? So out here, we're going to need the objectives. The objectives is going to be here, and also I'll have some text, default text, move to objective A or something. All right. So I'll have to move these two guys, objectives and the move to objectives, both of these. So I'll move them out here because I want this out here, and objective is going to be towards the left, and I'll have something else on the right. And then the ammo out here, and the ammo bar, the whole ammo section, including, so if I move this here, the whole ammo section along with everything, all the ammo thing and everything else, that's going to be towards the right. All right. And then the health bar and the armor bar both, are going to be towards the left. Okay, so now that I moved them to the respective corners, of course, I'll also have to change the anchor position. So for objectives, I'll have to anchor it towards the top left, and for move to objective A, I'll have to also anchor it towards the top left. And then I'll come down here and I'll do the justification as align text to the left, and then I'll just move this guy out here. like that. Okay, so something like this, move to objective A, and of course we can change this later on, but let's see. For now, we can, the positions we can change it later on, but for now I just want to set up the anchor positions for all of them. And for this, the anchor position is going to be bottom left, and also this is going to be bottom left, right? And for the ammo section, it's going to be bottom right. All right, and now I'm going to bring in images so that I can set up the borders for each of these. So you have borders here, you have borders there, and all of these will be having borders. So I'm going to have to drag an image and again set it up to left anchor, and then again I'll have to bring one here and set it to the right anchor. So for this, I'll bring in an image, which will be, I think that will be kill feed border. There you go. Okay, so that's the kill feed border. Not the kill feed, rather I'll go for the minimap border. Minimap border, because that is the other way around, right? And then again, this will also be anchored to the top left. And now I just have to give it a proper size. Okay, and let's give it a proper size. So let's give it 110 by 33, right? Okay, and let's place this in a proper corner, and I'll just place this somewhere here like this. Okay, and let's just note its position is 32 by 32, and that's anchored to the top left. And this would be, again, let's say this will be the kill feed border, right? And we'll have the same size as 110 by 33, and this will also be a 32 by 32. I think minus 32 by 32 will be fine, or minus 32, or minus 64. I think, let me actually bring it over to the left like that, and let me see if it matches. And then this is about, let's see, okay, that's about 1 2 3 4 5 and 1 2 3 4 5. Let's do the same thing, and so we, okay, so let's, 5 would be here, and out here this will be 1 2 3 4 5 and 1 2 3 4 5. I think that's okay. I believe that's perfect. And 3 out there, 1 2 3 4 5 6. I think one extra, so bring it there. So that would be 1 2 3 4 5. If I draw out and see, I think this is fine. Maybe, and this guy, and if I look at him here, this is minus 132 and 24, so this will be 32. So if I say 32, I think that should be the same height. And if this is 32 from the left, position X, and this should be minus 132, okay, and this is 110. Let's say 110 plus 32 minus 142. How's that like? I think that's about perfect, right? Yeah. All right, so now we're just having the borders first, and then we'll place everything else. And we also aptly, anchored all of these UI elements to the respective corners, so that also works for us. Okay, and so I'm just gonna hit compile, and I'll just wait, go back here, and let's see if that's even looking out there. Okay, so I can see those borders and I'm happy with them. Now, of course, I can move around and everything will work just fine, but that's not what I'm looking for. I mean, I just wanted to look for the borders, and everything else is at least there in its respective positions and anchored fine. Okay, so the next thing we will be moving on to is we'll be going back to the HUD, and we'll be trying and moving and changing the position or this guy, right? So for the first thing, I'll be saying armor bar is fill color and opacity is 1 and all. So let's see if for the first thing, I'll have to go over to the style, okay, and I have to change the background image and the fill image. Now this is the health bar is the first one, and the armor bar is the second one. So for the background image, we have, if you go back here to the content browser, look at sprites and images, and you can see that you have the border fill, bar fill BG, and the bar no fill BG. Okay, and then you also have the health border and the armor border, right? So for the bar itself, we're gonna have something like for the fill image, for the background image, we're gonna bring in bar no fill BG, right? And for the fill image, we'll bring in bar fill BG, right? So now you can see that it has this kind of look to it. Now, of course, if you go down here and you look at the fill color and opacity, you have to bring it all back to 1. So that'll be 1 and 1. And now it should be looking like that, right? And also, if you go back here, I think we should also change the image size itself. Okay, so the image size here is 291 by 6. Now the position here instead, size X and size Y is 300 by 440. So at least we're gonna match it up with the width. So that'll be 291, and the size Y will be let's say 20, right? Or if you say 6, that's also fine, which is also looking good. Maybe you should bring it down to the original size itself. Okay, and of course, when you select this, we also have to look for the margin, which is point whatever. So we'll bring the margin back to 0, and then once that's taken care of, we'll go over to the health bar, and we'll do the same thing. We'll bring in the size X to 291 and size Y to 6, so that's there. For the armor bar, it's 222 by minus 77. So let's figure this out. I think we should be bringing it out to the right a little bit and down. So that will be 352 by minus 128. So this will be also 352, and that's okay.